The following is a special presentation of iRacing on LSRTV, your home for sim racing. And live tonight at LSRTV and iRacing Live, it is week 5 of the Fort Chiswell RV Park Weekly Dirt Series presented by LSRTV and the Championship Esports Association back on the dirt from Lanier National Speedway, where we say good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome into tonight's coverage on your home for sim racing. To myself, Evan Pasoko, Brandon Krutz, going to be with you all night long as we get set for 6 different races of dirt track action tonight. As always, Cisco Scaramousa's downstairs twists and tweaking dials, bringing us to you this evening. And Brandon, quite in contrast to the last time we were out on a Wednesday evening where we saw 4 races, 4 different divisions. We have quite the selection of a couple of double features tonight, 6 races total. It all gets kicked off with the 360 sprints next. We'll also see the Super Strokes. Those 2 divisions are going to be running twin races tonight. We'll also have action from the Blue Shot Marine Pro Late Models and the Pure Stocks, but we get set for race 1 of 6, coming off of what was a very fun week, as we mentioned just 2 weeks ago, but for round number 4, should say, where Josh Dietz really broke into the conversation. We'll see who steps up to the plate tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Evan. It should be a really good show here tonight, as always, and a night of features here with these guys, and double features, and man, oh man, it'll be some good racing action.
And of course, as we talk about all of the different races that we've gone through so far to this point, still a long way to go in this season. This is only week 5 of about 16, 17 total weeks of action that it is going to take to get down to the end of things. So we're slowly starting to figure out what the championship picture is going to look like for all of these different divisions. And these 360 sprints, I might be a little bit biased, Brandon, but I think it's one of my favorite divisions in this CEA Weekly Dirt Series, and I think it is one of the more wide open ones, no pun intended, as far as competition-wise. I think that the unpredictability level in these cars can really mean that everybody's got a shot at it, and the fact that it is going to be a twin race in this division and in those super streets mean that we're not necessarily running a full distance race, because we're going to see each of these classes of cars twice. Each race is going to be a little bit shorter, which means the action is going to be that much more intense on top of however excited it already is.
Absolutely, Evan, and this division definitely really exciting here on top of the action. These guys down on grid now. Time to bring you your starting lineup. Starting in the first position, going to be that number 82 machine, Glenn Richards. Starting in second is going to be John Leday. Starting in the third position, going to be Reed Rundle. Starting in fourth is Gabriel Wood. Starting fifth, DJ McGuire. Sixth position is going to go to Christian Peterson. Seventh will go to Richard Reagan Jr. Starting in the eighth position is going to be Landon Austin. Starting in the ninth will be Mason Dunn. 10th is going to go to Bruno Latour. 11th is Steven Sittler. Starting in the 12th position, and Tom Morano. Starting in 13th is going to be Justin Verhey. Starting 14th will be Brandon Wilkinson. And rounding out the field at 15th will be Jeremy Watkins. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup here tonight on LSRTV, the CEA Weekly Dirt Series. These guys roll off, stacked up, doubled up, ready to go. Green flag racing from the Linear Raceplex. We'll give one more go around here under pace speed before these guys able to hit the loud pedal and get going. The 360 sprint cars ready to bring some hard-nosed racing around this track. Man, oh man, excitement is starting to build for these guys now. Pace car will be pulling off into pit lane this time. Off it goes. Where? Green flag racing. A great start out front for that number 82 machine right now. The 43 machine back behind him. He's got company from the 22. Wrecking behind him. Oh boy, sideways. Caution flag is in the air. Couple of cars upside down. Looked like that started back there, possibly with that 83 machine. TJ McGuire, one of the cars collected up in that. It looked like a little bit of contact back there from a 46. The 00 collected, the 23 collected. A couple of cars upside down back there, and that'll bring out our first caution of the night. These guys will stack back up behind the iRacing official pace car. Your leader still out front, Glenn Richards, that number 82 machine. 43, Reed Rundle, still back there behind him. League officials try to get everything situated here after that initial start there. Kind of a hectic start for these guys. 20 laps around this place. Currently on the lap number 4. Looks like lights are out up on top of the iRacing official pace truck. These guys get ready to go green flag racing once again, this time by pace truck. Ready to pull back in. The number 82 machine will lead these guys to the green. We're on the throttle once again. Heading down through turn number 1 now. The 43 machine tried to take a stab at the lead. Didn't quite work that last time by. Caution flag quickly back out once again. Looked like it may be for the number 33 machine this time around. Like a little bit of a stack up in front of him. Contact off of the 12 machine will send him sideways, and he'll come to a stop down on the low side. That will quickly bring the caution back out onto the speedway once again. So, second verse, same as the first here, back behind the iRacing official pace truck, and Glenn Richards still out front of this thing. Order up front has not really changed too much. Those guys stacked up just a little bit. Car that made 33 was the one that made contact off the 12 machine. No damage really done to that 12 machine. That's Landon Austin back there in the 4th position. Top 5 is the 82 Glenn Richards, Reed Rundle. Looks like the number 22 machine back there in 3rd, 12 machine 4th, and it believed to be the 00 back there in the 5th position, but lights out on top of the iRacing pace truck. Here we go once again. Green flag back in the air here now, heading down into turn number 1 once again. Great restart from that number 82 machine of Richards. Heading down into corner number 3 now. A power move down the bottom of the racetrack for that 22. Almost going to be 3 wide. Now down the front stretch. Now heading down into turn number 1 once again. 22 down the low side, trying to make it work. Caution flag on the speedway once again. Trying to look and see where that caution flag is. The 46 is around as well as the 4. One car down low, another up high. Contact between the 4 and the 10 and the 46 getting collected to that as well. 3 cars making contact. The 10 manages to drive away. The 4 car hard hit to the outside wall, as well as that 46 machine looking like he'll drive away with minimal damage as well. But that deploys the pace truck once again. A few quick cautions here at the beginning of the 20-lap feature here for the first of 2 360 sprint races here tonight. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the Fort Chiswell RV Park Weekly Dirt Series presented by LSRTV, your home for sim racing. These guys gonna try to get sorted out once again. Lights out on top of the iRacing official pace truck. These guys gonna try it one more time here, and So far, 13 laps into this 20-lap feature. These guys ready to go at it once again. 82 Machine just needs to keep getting these good restarts, and that he does once again. Powers out front down into corner number 1. Now down at a turn number 2, heading down the back straightaway. Almost 3 wide back there. 22 Machine still down low, trying to make that bottom side work. Here comes the 43 for the lead. Not quite gonna get there now. It's got company from behind. 3 wide back there behind them. Now heading down into corner number 3. Tight racing going on for the second position. 3 cars under a blanket, 4 cars under a blanket for the lead. Nearly 4 wide for the lead. Now down the back straightaway, heading down into corner number 3. The 43 Machine still up on the top side, trying to keep coming to the 82. Now here comes the 12, 22 down low. Here comes the 12, trying to make a power move down low. Down the back straightaway, down 12 Machine, trying to look for that second position, trying to pull that power move down to the low side, trying to use that throttle control, make it stick down there. Can he get there? Trying his hardest, nearly 3 wide for the lead. A little bit of contact between the 12 and the 43 now. Now going to be 3 wide for the lead once again down on a turn number 4. The 82 still holding his ground down front. Gonna have to fend 4 cars off for the lead now once again. The 12 Machine trying to look down onto the bottom. That's gonna be almost a successful move. Almost a little bit of contact down there once again. The white flag is in the air. Contact with the leaders, the 43 and the 82 make contact. The 12 off of turn number 4 is gonna win it. Unbelievable, folks. Oh my. The 12 Machine, Landon Austin on the white flag. The leaders make contact. He will make the pass for the win. No kidding. Can't make this stuff up, folks. What an exciting last lap. But man, oh man, a 4-way battle for the lead gone wrong. The 12 Machine slips through the carnage to win here in the first feature for the 360s. Running down through the results real quick, it's going to be Landon Austin finishing in first, John Lede finishing second, Gabriel Wood in third, Christian Peterson fourth, fifth is Richard Reagan Jr., Brandon Wilkinson in sixth, Bruno Latour in seventh, Glenn Richards fell all the way back to eighth, Reed Rundle back to ninth after that contact. Finishing in the 10th position is going to be Mason Dunn. Then it's going to be Jeremy Watkins, Tom Moreno, Steven Sittler, Justin Verhey, and rounding out the field in 15th is going to be TJ McGuire. Down here out of the race car now, we've got Landon Austin. Landon, how you feeling after that hectic race?
Hello?
Little bit of equipment difficulties. I think we're able to get him now. Landon Austin, how you feeling after that hectic race, man?
Oh man, that was a lot of fun, man. I just hate it for Glenn. He was up there leading the race the whole time. Just a racing deal. At least we'll have another chance, man. It was a lot of fun. These cars are tough. Having the same setup with everybody is kind of hard to pass. You know, everybody's so even. But yeah, it was definitely hectic. Good clean racing there at the end. Glad we got that green flag run.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, coming down to the last few laps there, that last green flag run, you guys were 3, sometimes 4, nearly 5 wide a couple of times there for the race win. Tell us what was going through your mind there.
I was just trying to get to the bottom, man. You know, everybody, you know, they get up there in the fast lane and get into some trouble, but down there on the low, you know, you can run away from those guys, you know, up there with everybody else in the traffic. But it was definitely hectic. I was just, like I said, trying to get to the bottom.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. The 2 leaders ended up making contact in front of you. You barely snaked through that. Tell us a little bit about that white flag lap.
Yeah, it was just good, hard racing, man. Glenn Richards is actually one of the drivers at Wilhelm Austin Racing. Man, he was doing great. And Steven Sittler, I just appreciate all those guys coming out. But yeah, it was definitely hectic. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye, man. My heart sank. I thought I was going to get hooked, but luckily I didn't.
You managed to get through the cars there on the white flag, and well, actually everybody ended up straightening that out. And but you were the first one to get through that, and the first one to come across the line. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank a shout out to?
Yeah, just all the guys at Wilhelm Austin Racing, man. You guys for broadcasting this. It's a great show. CEA, obviously, and that's about it, man.
Awesome job tonight, winning the first of two 360 sprint features. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Landon Austin.
Thank you, guys.
I'm going to hand the mic back over to my partner, Evan Pasoko. He's going to call the next race.
The 360 sprints down, and next up are the Super Streets. Just like you just saw, this is going to be the first of two main events for this division on the evening. We will see those 360 sprints and these Super Streets on track in just a little bit. And one thing that you're going to have to look forward to in this one as we get set to get racing for what is going to be a 20-lap main event is there's less cars in this race than what you saw in the 360s, but I think more so than anything else, that finish to get the night kicked off with Landon Austin going to victory lane, the bar has very much been set. Going to be quite difficult, I think, for this field of looks like 9 total cars in the Super Streets to be able to get the job done and at least up the 360 sprints. I think we might have started off the night with the best race, and we'll be playing catch-up from this point on. We did see this division last time we were out in the Super Streets, and it was Josh Dietz who took home the win that kicked off what was a 2-win night for him. Looks like, though, Dietz not going to be competing for a race win tonight, so we'll see if maybe somebody who is not with a win yet this season, maybe somebody like a Gabe Wood, highest in the points without a win so far, could maybe sneak into the conversation and steal it. That said, pace track is down on the front. Let's go trackside and take a look. This is your LSRTV starting grid. Pole position in this one going to belong to the 74 of Brian Simpson, who will bring us to the green flag tonight. The double of a Gabe Wood outside of the front row will start from second. Back on row number 2, the number 6 of Joshua Cox will start third position with Ricky Barbary in fourth. John Lade just behind to round through your top 5. Final couple of cars reaching the grid tonight. Jeremy Adams just now hopping down trackside. The number 89 machine will start from P6. Looks like TJ McGuire, who comes into this as your leader in the overall championship standings for the Super Streets. He'll start from P7, accompanied by always somebody who's fighting for an opportunity to get a race win on Wednesday nights. No matter what car, that'll be Christian Peterson looking to come to the field from P8, and Jeremy Watkins will start from 9. That is a look at your LSR TV starting grid. This is just the, again, second of 6 races on the night from Lanier National Speedway. Plenty of time, but we're happy that you're keeping it locked with us on a Wednesday on LSR TV and iRacing Live. Landon Austin taking a win just moments ago to open the evening in a 360 sprint finish. That's how the top 2 cars get together, maybe is the diplomatic way to put it. Ended up in the inside wall, and it was Landon Austin who went to victory lane. These cars have got some fenders, so don't be surprised if you see some beating and banging. But again, not a huge car count, so do not be surprised to the contrary if maybe this thing can get spread out. Somebody who gets a good jump out of the gate could really take a stranglehold on what is going to be a 20-lap main event with the pace truck headed down to pit road. This time, Brian Simpson in control. We're racing in the Super Streets from Lanier, week 5, and it'll be side by side throughout first time in 1 and 2. Simpson, though, can't hang on, and a lot of contact in the back. There they go. Basically everybody but Gabe Wood involved in that accident, and that is at least 3/4 of the cars, and it is not what I was expecting to to see early on in this one. The replay will tell the story. Simpson had not the best run on the inside of the racetrack, wasn't able to get that car sideways, stay in the gas like he would have liked. You saw him kind of group everybody back up, and eventually it was kind of a faux 3 or 4 wide scenario there, and it was the 6 and the 89 who actually got up into the outside wall, caused the yellow. But even considering that, it kind of simultaneously, Simpson comes down the track over the 22. That's where most of the damage is going to come from. And well, for not having that many cars on the racetrack, they sure did their best to make sure that everybody was involved in that one. So outside ended up being the place to be. Gabe Wood avoids all the chaos. The Double O machine going to go to the race lead in this one. Ricky Barbary should say, slots into P2. And then TJ McGuire, Christian Peterson make up positions. They go 7th to 3rd and 8th to 4th respectively. As all of the damaged race cars either head to the pit lane or slide to the back of the field as we get set for another quick restart. Pace truck going to be in this time. The Double O Gabe Wood has control of when do we drop the hammer, and there he goes. He'll be cleared to turn 1 as we see if the rest of the field can sort this thing out. 2 wide, the 54 of Barbary way up top. It'll allow the 89 machine to try to come in there. Jeremy Adams, a lot of contact. It looks like McGuire going to be able to slide into second, and I want a challenge for the race lead. Looking to the inside, the Double O Gabe Wood confident in that middle groove of the racetrack, but look at the 83 of McGuire up on the inside wall, and this is going to be a full-fledged battle for the race lead in this one. McGuire, yes sir, championship leader, passing Gabe Wood, who I said at the start of this race was the best driver in these cars this year without a win yet. And it might have to wait another week for Gabe Wood because TJ McGuire, less than 6 laps into this 20-lap main event, gone 7th to 1st, and he's trying to run away with this one. Gabe Wood right there at number 2 position. He'll now be under fire because here comes Jeremy Adams, somebody else who has had to fight their way up and through the pack tonight. He will clear the Double O machine, and so will Peterson. So that battle for 3rd going to instantly become a fight for P2. Wood loses 2 spots in 1 lap, trailing now in P4. Did note as well, Joshua Cox, Brian Simpson out of this race due to the contact we saw earlier on. Ricky Barbary is balanced out in P5, John Lyde is 6, so that battle for P2 is the only action you're looking at on track at the moment, and it is Peterson way down low. You can see that groove getting worked in, and obviously the grip going away, but a lane up off of the bottom of the racetrack, so you're either way down on the inside like Peterson, or you're a little bit, maybe 2/3 of the racetrack up like the 89 of Adams, but when you leave that inside open, you have to expect that you're going to get some sort of a challenge, and it is Gabe Wood there on the bottom of the racetrack who's trying to sneak his way in. Did a good job of getting there, but then we single file things out once more. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you're looking at TJ McGuire is nearly 2 seconds out in front of the field. If there's anything to come with 8 laps to go this time by, it is going to be that Peterson, Adams, and Wood group. Everybody else, I think, has decent enough spacing that it's not going to be a factor. But right now, you have to think that that 23 machine in a pretty locked-in position, and it would either be a big mistake or something like that out of the 54. Just mentioned that Barbary was safe. He made a mistake in 1 and 2. At a 54 and the 22 now fight for P5, and it is John Lyde getting around him. The 22, a little bit worse for wear, but he is good enough to pass up Barbary, who's had a couple of rough laps, rotated a little bit in the center of the quarter, lost that momentum, and we do have an exchange, as noted, for P5 and for P6. Still no changes, 2, 3, 4. Of course, up front, TJ McGuire has stopped pulling away from Christian Peterson just a little bit, and said that gap is pretty much balanced out at 1.5 seconds over Peterson. Maybe McGuire realizing there's really no need for him to force the issue right now. Your winner in these super streets from the opening week of competition is in a very good position right now. With that Christian Peterson machine, though, again, trying to close in, I think he's going to just kind of try to maintain that 1.5 second advantage. There is always a possibility in this CEA Weekly Dirt Series that a late race yellow means a late race restart. There is no point of no return. So for McGuire, you're going to have to stay up and on the wheel all the way until that white nylon flies. You cannot get comfortable. Battle back in the pack for 6th and 7th position. Lide and Barbary want to go at it a couple of more times. Popsicle sticks, though, are in the air for TJ McGuire. The lap traffic is not going to be a factor. 20 laps so short that the last car on the lead lap is still over a half of a track length behind the 83 machine, so he's got plenty of clean real estate out front. And TJ McGuire going to shut the door on a couple of hopefuls in our first of 2 Super Street main events. He'll come out of the final quarter, and TJ McGuire, Week 5 Super Street winner for the 2nd time this season, and it was all the 83 cars. Everybody else going to trickle across the line. Couple of attempted moves late in this race. Lide will win out in that battle for 6th and 7th position, but for a race that had a big accident early, looked like it was going to be wide open, TJ McGuire parks on the front straightaway, well out and in front of the field with a great win for the driver of the 83 machine. Let's take a look, recap this 20 laps. This is your LSRTV full race results. TJ McGuire goes 7th to 1st. He made those moves up in the opening 6 laps and never looked back. He wins by 1.5 seconds. Over top of Christian Peterson is right there in the number 2 position. Jeremy Adams comes home in 3rd, with Gabe Wood and Jeremy Watkins rounding out your top 5. John Lade is a P6 finisher this evening. Ricky Barbary comes home 7th. Joshua Cox is 8th. And Brian Simpson comes home in the number 9 position. Let's go trackside, though, and let's see if we can catch a word with the driver of the number 83 machine. McGuire is your winner in the Super Streets. TJ, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man. What's up?
Well, for you guys, so far so good, I would say. Congratulations on another win in these Super Streets. You guys very quickly adapted to these machines. You got the win there back there at week number 1, and it's kind of been a formidable force. And I was kind of speculating early, a little bit of a smaller field. Maybe we'd see somebody like a Gabe Wood look for a first win, and they had their chances, but despite the fact that you guys had to start back in 7th, you looked pretty dialed in. Tell me about those quick moves up front, and then, of course, kind of running away with it.
Yeah, first, I don't know if I would have got up there. The first caution just kind of went my way, and there's a few guys got caught up in it, and I ended up in 3rd after that, I think. And then as far as running away, as soon as Christian got there in 2nd, he started to eat into it a little bit, and I think just whoever would have got out in front between me and him first probably would have won that one. So yeah, it was a good race.
A little bit of a smaller car count. I speculated that might have meant we saw things spread out, and it did towards the end. But at the start of these races, you talk about the importance of breaking out and getting away, and it looked like maybe too many people bought into that mentality with the wreck there early. What did you see, and how were you able to get away with most of that race car still in one apiece to be able to get a lot of position, set yourself up good for that restart?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, because when you're in the car, you can't really see too much of what's going on ahead of you. All I knew was all of a sudden I had a car in my lap, and I was just slamming on the brakes, trying not to get too much damage. Luckily, I was able to do that, and that led to me being able to continue and get the win on that one.
Obviously, you guys are pretty comfortable in these cars. Do you expect to be able to bring it to them again for the 2nd of the twin features?
I hope so. It's going to be a little bit tough starting one more position back, which isn't too bad, but I know Christian will be starting. He'll be starting 1 ahead of me, and like I said, I think if he gets out front, he'll be hard to beat too.
We'll let you jet out of here, TJ. Sponsors and shout-outs who do you want to say hi to?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody who supports me, wife especially. She's over here, wishing that I would get off this thing probably. But no, it's been great. Team BBQ Motorsports, got to thank them a lot. And obviously, the sponsors of my car make this car beautiful. So I appreciate what you guys do too.
We appreciate you giving us some time here, TJ. Congratulations. Still a lot of races to go, though, tonight, so best of luck.
Yep, enjoy it, guys.
The race winner in our first Super Street main event of Week 5 of the CEA Weekly Dirt Series, TJ McGuire, points leader and a multi-time winner in these cars on 2018. 2 races down. We'll have twin features coming up, but we're standalone now. Coming up next, the Blue Shot Marine Pro Late models getting set to head down trackside. And Brandon, I'll toss it back to you.
Thank you, Evan, and man, what a race the last race there, but getting ready for, well, like Evan said, standalone race here, Pro Late Models, ready to take to the track here, and already about that time to go ahead, go racing, almost time to give you the LSRTV starting lineup, just a few more moments here. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go, the LSRTV starting lineup. Here with the CEA Weekly Dirt Series, the Pro Late Models. Starting in first, going to be the 00, Gabriel Wood. Going to be leading the field to the green flag. Starting in the second position is going to be Mason Dunn. Third will be John Leday. Fourth is going to be Christian Peterson, and starting fifth will be Richard Reagan Jr. Sixth will be Jeremy Adams, and rounding out the field in the seventh position will be Cody McCauley. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup for tonight's feature for the Pro Late Models. Here tonight, the CEA Weekly Dirt Series, presented by LSRTV and Fort Chiswell RV Park. Blue Shine Marine Pro Late Models ready to go here. Pace car now rolling off. Gabriel Wood going to be leading these guys to the green flag. These guys gonna work on getting stacked up, doubled up, and ready to go green flag racing one more time around the linear raceplex before these guys get ready to go green. You saw the entrance to pit road there. Pace car will be pulling off. The green flag will be coming out immediately after. Gabriel Wood here, ready to get things going. To the outside of him, the number 67 machine. The number 67 that is going to be Mason Dunn. That makes up your front row here tonight. Some of the key starters here to make this initial start happen. Green flag is into the air for the Pro Late Models. We're underway. Now heading down into corner number one. Already going to be 3-4 wide back there in the back of the pack. Now heading down at a turn number 4. He gets turned. The leader gets turned. They're stacking them up. Big wreck. Caution flag is in the air. I think that was the entire field except for maybe one car, the 71. It was. The 71 was able to slip by on the high side with no harm. Let's go back and look at the replay. Going into the corner, Gabriel Wood got a little bit sideways there and a little bit of contact for the 22 machine, and there they piled in. 6 cars involved in that caution, and man, that one was a doozy. So that will hand the lead over to the only person that missed that wreck, Christian Peterson. Gonna be out front of this thing now, that 71 machine. See if he can hold off. I assume we'll be getting the one to go signal from the starter stand this time by these guys make their way. Yeah, white flag at the starter stand. One to go till the green flag. These guys stacked up, doubled up, ready to go back. Green flag racing after a quick caution there. 40-lap feature for these guys here tonight. Currently on lap 5, 4 laps into the books already. Pace car going to be ducking down into pit lane once again. Green flag is in the air. Peterson on the throttle. Here we go down in a corner number 1 once again. The number 89 down there trying to pull a power move. It looked like a little bit of a slip-up bump there. Up on the high side, the 89 machine getting it through. The 22 machine falling back like a rock. Here we go, a power move down to the low side. The 89 machine trying to get around. That's Jeremy Adams. Here comes the 62, 3 wide back there for the second position. Oh boy, now heading down through the corner here now. Coming down onto the back straightaway, the number 71 there up on the high side, trying to defend. 62 down on the low side. Looks like the low side working pretty well for these guys right now for passing. Mason Dunn taking it into the pits. He's done for the night here in this division anyways, but battle for second continues. 3 cars under a blanket back there. That's looks to be the 62 back there, the 46 and the 71 all fighting for position, and maybe a soon-to-be battle for the lead. The 62 machine trying to dive it down in deep into corner number 3 now. Down into corner number 1 here. The 89 machine trying to hold off. Here comes the 62 machine at Cody McCauley. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen. Good show starting to get up here now, down low. Here comes the 62 machine. Trying to fight on that low side. The bottom line seems to be working well. Now going to be side by side down through turns 3 and 4. The 62 down low, 89 up top. Almost a little bit of contact there off the corner. Here comes the 46 machine. Trying to play into this fight as well as that 71 machine. 4 cars under a blanket. 2 by 2 is the top 4 right now. Down past the starter stand once again to take lap 13, down on lap 14. Down out of corner number 2, down the back straightaway, down into corner number 3. Around the small linear raceplex here, the 89 machine. Still trying to hang on to that lead up on a high side. He is lap after lap, just barely. The low side is able to hang on. Doesn't look like you're really able to make a pass down there quite yet. These guys all sorts of stacked up, almost a little bit of contact. There may have been a little bit of contact back there with 3rd and 4th position. That's the 46 and the 71 back there. They fall off of 1st and 2nd as of now. And it looks like the 89 machine able to get it clear. And he'll try to pull away just a little bit. Not quite able to do it. Here comes the 62 machine of McCauley once again. Those guys back there from second on back, it looks like now they're starting to form their own fights. That'll allow your leader to pull away. Jeremy Adams currently out in front of this thing, and looks like McCauley back there, he has company. That's going to be Peterson down there on the low side of the 71 machine. Reagan still lurking back there in that 46 machine as well. Now down into corner number 3, these guys going to be side by side and down off of turn number 4, now past the starters, get down into corner number 1, the 71 down on the low side right now. Jeremy Adams still these guys. Oh, caution on the speedway, folks. As they stack everybody back up once again. The 22 machine is around on the low side. Like heading down into corner number 1, just lost it, spun down to the low side, and single car spin, didn't hit anything, so he'll keep it going, and we'll be back under caution once again. So these guys back under pace speed. Jeremy Adams is still out in front of this thing right now. 62 machine up on the high side. That's your front row. Looks like back there you still have the 71 and the 46 back there as well. That's Christian Peterson and Richard Reagan. Reagan showed to be strong. So is Peterson. Peterson actually led a few laps here tonight already, but right now it's Jeremy Adams and Cody McCauley on the front row. Pace car pulling in. Green flag is in the air. We're underway once again. Down into corner number 1 once again. Down the 71. Peterson looking on the low side. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, down out of corner number 4 now. Once again, battle for the lead is on. That lead has fallen from the caution flag. Now he's got company. Jeremy Adams trying to defend against the fight from Peterson down on the low side. 62 machine lurking back there as well. Almost a little bit of contact from those guys now. Down out of corner number 2 once again, now down into turn number 3. The 89 machine slips up the racetrack just a little bit. That's an open door for the 71 now, heading down into 1, trying to pinch him down as low as he can as Adams up at a high side now. Peterson, a little bit of bumping and banging going on door to door here from these two leaders, first and second place. Adams still managing to hold on just barely up on the high side right now, but now down low, here comes the 71 machine. They've got company from the 62 and a 46 back there. So even still, those guys going to go side by side back there behind him as well. Now down into corner number one. Once again, 71 down low, 62 still back there behind. Lurking is what these guys are doing back behind these two leaders right now. The 89 machine down low, almost a little bit of contact once again. Now down through turn four, now into corner number one. 71 machine still down low, 89 up top. Side by side, no moves quite able to be made here. Going to be 30 down, 10 to go this time by 10 laps to go. 71 is still down low. Never really too early to make a move here, but you don't want to wait too long. Is the 71 machine almost a little bit of contact there? He's going to have to choose something and drifts up the racetrack just a little bit too high that time by these guys. Going to single out, at least for the moment. Now the 62 machine going to try to pounce. He's going to go side by side on the 71 of Peterson. Will this allow the 89 to pull away once again? That's what he needs. He needs these guys to race it. They're going to go three wide, racing back behind him. It's exactly what Adams was hoping would happen, and he got it right there. Peterson slipped up the racetrack just a little bit that last time by. Now forced up into the high side this time by the 62 machine and the 46 back there trying to battle each other out. 62 McCauley down on the low side trying to get past for the second position. Now he'll power off of corner number four, now down to turn number one. A little bit of contact. That pushes the 71 up the racetrack. McCauley still not quite able to clear Peterson. More contact being made. McCauley slips up the racetrack just a little bit more. Adams out front pulling away now. Don't forget the 46 there as well. Reagan still in the mix trying to fight. Man, oh man. Laps really starting to tick down now, ladies and gentlemen. Not too much time to go. Going to be 3 laps to go next time they cross the stripe for Adams. And it looks like Adams has a big enough lead right now unless something major happens. Though the 62 is catching up. I don't think it'll be enough. 3 laps to go across the line that last time by. Those guys back there for the third position. Looks like that actually settled out now. Just 2 laps to go across the stripe. Adams currently out in front of this thing. McCauley back behind him. These guys singled out now after some hard racing. And white flag going to be out this time by. I don't think McCauley's going to have enough. Still pulling away. That last time by was Adams out front. Now heading down through turn 3 for the last time. Now out of corner number 4, your winner for the Pro Lates is going to be Jeremy Adams. The fireworks go out. Jeremy Adams going to be winning the Blue Shine Marine Pro Late Model Division here tonight. Quickly run through your results. Jeremy Adams coming home with the win. Pulling away for the rest of these guys. Cody McCauley finishing in second. Richard Reagan Jr. in third. Christian Peterson fourth. John Leday finishing fifth. Gabriel Wood, after starting on pole, will end up in sixth. And Mason Dunn will finish in the 7th position. So, what an interesting race there. And, man, oh man, Jeremy Adams, at the end of that thing, just able to pull away after those guys went 3 wide racing. And it's exactly what he needed to happen for him to clinch the race win. But we've got him now. He's out of the race car. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's winner for the Pro Late Model Division, Jeremy Adams. Jeremy, how you feeling after that race?
Feel pretty good after that one. It was that was a lot of fun.
And tell us a little bit about your race. You know, you guys were 3-4 wide racing up there for the lead at one point, and by the end of it, you were just able to pull away. Tell us your thoughts after this one.
I don't know. That was a little nerve-wracking. It was fun though, racing with CP and Cody the whole race, and it was I don't know. It was tiring to say the least.
You know, the final few laps of this thing obviously were very hectic. Not too many cautions in this race either. once you got clear of those guys, and you were probably looking behind you. Those guys were 3 wide back behind you. What was going through your head at the moment that you finally got clear?
Just try to hit my mark and drive away. The line I needed to run to be really fast, I needed to come kind of go in the groove up where I was holding them down on the bottom on, but then I needed to come off like where they were coming off at to be really run the line I needed to run to go fast. But I don't know, it took me so long to clear him, and I'm surprised I actually did, but thankfully we was able to hold on there on the outside. But yeah, I needed to when I got in clean air I was pretty good, and then they were racing behind me. I think that let me get away enough, and Cody didn't have enough time to run me back down and race me again. So, but I think if he'd had a few more laps, he'd have been right there with me.
Yeah, absolutely. He was starting to gain out of you just a little bit there, but it wasn't enough. You gained enough of a gap there at the end to come home with the race victory. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank or give a shout out to after tonight?
Oh, all my teammates at Team Vince here, Global Com, Scott at Scott Austin Designs for doing our paints, and you guys for broadcasting. Appreciate Barnes for running.
Absolutely, Jeremy, awesome job tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, Jeremy Adams. And after a nice, hard racing, very clean racing throughout that race, I'm going to hand the bike back over to my friend Evan Pasoko, and he's going to bring you the next race for, I believe it is it's the Super Streets up next.
Familiar guys back on track as the longest race of the evening comes to a close. Jeremy Adams, third different winner in our third different race so far this evening. He's got to run on over here and strap into a super street as we get set to go racing for the second time in this division, one of our twin feature divisions on the evening. Again, we started out with the 360 sprints from earlier on. They will be next immediately after this one. Want to take this opportunity, as always, to remind you that coverage of the CEA Weekly Dirt Series is brought to you by Joel Real Timing, the official timing software of LSRTV. Whether you spend your time on the sim behind the wheel, on the pit box, or from the spotter stand, JRT is the go-to software for iRacing timing and scoring analytics. You can get yourself the basic download or buy the full pro version. All that information and more by logging on to joel-real-timing.com and get started today. It looks like that all the drivers going to be competed in this one. Same field from what we saw earlier on this evening in our feature race number 1 for the Super Streets. Going to be back in this one. Question will be, does TJ McGuire go 2 for 2 and beat our streak of individual race winners this evening, or does somebody else sneak into the picture and become the 4th different winner in 4 races so far on the evening? We're going to find out now. Cars are headed trackside. Here's how we re-rack them and re-stack them. 20 more laps up on top of the scoring pylon. Joshua Cox will bring us to the green flag in this one. The number 6 machine starting on pole, and number 54 of Ricky Barbary rolls off in the number 2 position. Back on row number 2, Jeremy Watkins going to start in 3rd place, and Gabe Wood will start in the number 4 position. Had a very good start to the other race as well. Jeremy Adams just a spot behind. He in P5 and TJ McGuire in P6 may be the road to watch in this one. And then the lone driver back on row number 4, that'll be the 7th place starter, the number 74 of Brian Simpson. We get set, as always, for 20 laps around this 0.375 mile dirt oval at the Lanier National Speedway, now more so known as the Lanier Raceplex. Pace truck down in as we get set to get our second half of tonight's Week 5 of the Fort Chiswell RV Park CEA Weekly Dirt Series, presented by LSRTV, underway. And we make that move now as the pace truck heads down and in. American Ethanol, green flag in the air, better jump topside. Do we get through lap 1 this time around? Barbary gonna go 2nd to 1st, just as Gabe Wood did in race number 1. So Barbary gonna go to the race lead. Challenge for 2nd, a lot of contact. Watkins gonna go all the way around after he got into the door of Joshua Cox. No caution. We stay green, and Cox got roughed up on that one. McGuire gonna pass him. There goes the number 89, Jerry Adams. And despite the fact that the 6 of Cox hangs on, he will fall to P4 in front of Gabe Wood. And all the way at the back, that 90 of Jerry Watkins with that very visible front end damage after we sailed it into the door of your at-time pole sitter and second place runner. So just like that, it was maybe, I'm not sure if you can classify that as cleaner than what we saw earlier. We don't get a yellow flag from it, and therefore this race should be able to get some legs underneath it and spread out, very much to the contrary of what you just saw in the Blue Shine Marine Pro late models. This is again that very short 20-lap sprint. The key for McGuire and Adams is to not let Barbary get too far away. And it looks like the 83 and the 89 have done so successfully. Now, Adams started 5th, and McGuire started P6, so technically that 83 machine passed Adams to get into that number 2 position as they go and try to battle for the race lead. And as we say that, though, here comes Adams fighting back, and he'll actually clear him. McGuire was able to take that spot away initially by starting this race on the outside, but it looks like the 89 machine of Adams does not want to be trying to just fight for leftovers of the 54. And another mistake by Barbary there. He over-rotated, had to correct. He lost all the speed down the back straightaway. And the 89 machine trying to do it for the moment. Yes, sir. How about Adams? No race leader, now more contact. As Barbary tried to cross over McGuire. He'll get into Adams, and there goes the 54. Caution. Flag will fly at lap number 8. And how about that battle for the race lead? First caution on the evening in this second Super Stock main event. The 54 machine really just trying to make a move that wasn't there. And the LSRTV replay will give you a good look at this one. Tried to split the gap, cross in front of McGuire to the inside of Adams. He got into the 83. And at that point, he was just kind of along for the ride, gets into the 68 machine up front. And good for him, though, is that it really doesn't upset that car all that much. And it is the 54 who ends up going all the way around. 89, I should say, of Jeremy Adams. The roof looks like 68 as it faces to the passenger side. So for Adams, don't think he really has any left side damage on that car. We saw Cox take a similar shot from Watkins earlier on in this race. And it appears that the cars that have been initiating the contact in these super streets have been the ones that have been getting the short end of the straw, and not those that have been getting tagged. So far, no cars have gone behind the wall in this one, so we're going to re-rack them, restack them. 7 cars on the lead lap. Quick caution flag cycle. Pace truck back in this time. 9 laps to go. Expect a great fight up front as Adams and McGuire go side by side on the front row. They were on row 3 for the start of the race. They're on the front row for the restart. I said to watch these two. And now we're going to be able to watch them fight for a race win from Lanier National Speedway. Juan exit at a quarter number 2 for the 00 Gabe Wood. He might lose that position to Joshua Cox. That battle for third, working in progress now way up the hill, is Jeremy Watkins in the back of the pack. But obviously wanting to keep an eye up front to see what can that 83 of TJ McGuire do. Past Adams once already earlier tonight. The number 89 machine was able to get that spot back on the outside, and it looks like the inside is what Adams is leaving open at the moment. The key for these top two, limit mistakes. That's exactly Joshua Cox lost the race lead in this one right out of the gate as he didn't get a good bite on it. Ricky Barbary then took over the race lead. A couple of bad quarter exits really handed it away. I think Adams McGuire would have been fast enough to get up there to fight for it regardless, but anytime you give those guys an extra inch, they're guaranteed to take a mile, and that's why they are running away with this one. 1.5 seconds in front of the fight with Cox, Wood, Barbary, Watkins. That's 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, respectively. Brian Simpson significantly out the back of the pack. The driver who started P7 still in P7. It rounds out your running order. Inside of 5 laps to go now, though, from the Lanier National Speedway. McGuire is still there. He's been within a car length since this restart, doing a good job of not letting Adams get away, but he hasn't been able to establish inside positioning. That 10-2 is the closest he's gotten since we got back at green flag conditions. This time around, going to be 3 laps left to go. Does the 83 machine decide to stick with his current game plan, or is he going to have to mix it up and make some sort of a last-ditched effort, maybe get a little bit physical? I did mention that these super streets, when we had our first race, you can rough and tough them up a little bit more than the 360s. Is problems for Brian Simpson. The 74 is up against the inside wall. He'll take a toe to pit lane, no caution. Here we come to the white flag in this race. Adams still leaving the inside open, not concerned that McGuire could throw a Hail Mary move to the inside, and now he tries to go down lower. Side by side at 1 and 2. There's the contact, and McGuire spins from P2. Everybody else at the lead lap is going to pass him on the back, and Jeremy Adams back to back takes the Pro Late Model win, and now a winner in the Super Stocks. How about that for Jeremy Adams? A strong run, back-to-back races, had no opportunity while all the other 6 competitors in this race sat in this session and waited for that Pro Late Model event to come to a close. He raced in that one, talked down trackside with Brandon, hopped in this car, came from row 3 to the front, and Jeremy Adams is a race winner in the Super Streets. What a run the driver of the 89 machine. At the Evidol, as we take a look top to bottom at your LSRTV full race results, the interval of victory going to be 3.3 seconds for Jeremy Adams, who's your winner this evening. Gabe Wood ends up with a P2. Second, a good race for him. Still looking for the first Super Street victory lane trip for him on 2018. Joshua Cox, your pollster, does end up in third for this, with Ricky Barbary led laps in this race, ends up in fourth, and then Jeremy Watkins will be P5. T.J. McGuire in the number 6 position. And then, of course, we saw Brian Simpson wreck out of this race on the front straightaway with about 2-3 laps to go. He comes home in 7th position, and that is a complete look top to bottom at your LSRTV full race results. See if we maybe have an opportunity to borrow Jeremy Adams one more time to microphone, see if he can unbuckle himself and get an opportunity to come over here and chat with us and maybe get some words from the driver of the number 89 machine, who backed up that win in the Pro Late Models with a win just now in the Super Streets. Jerry, any chance to get a copy? We'll hang tight to see if he can get a word with us here. Give him a moment before we get set to go for our final 2 races. And I think we've got him now. Jeremy, congratulations on another win. You were just talking with Brandon in the Pro Late Models on a long 40-lap race, and now you hop back into the Super Streets, a short 20-lapper, but same result. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't really like to win like that. I think he thinks I kind of wrecked him on purpose, but I really didn't. I was just trying to stay up on like the asphalt groove and my momentum up, let anybody have the bottom and see if they could pass, because I don't think they could carry enough speed to get around me down there.
We saw that you really weren't making any opportunities to block him. We had that restart, 9 laps to go after a crazy caution flag there. You end up back in front. He had actually passed you out right off for the restart, or the start of this race, I should say. You got that spot back. It gave you positioning for the restart with 11 laps down and 9 laps to go in this race. And, you know, you were never really more than 2 car lengths out in front of him for that entire run to the end. How nervous were you that he was, you know, maybe going to have to get a little bit physical, because you were leaving, as you just mentioned, that about a lane or a lane and a half down on the inside, but it seemed like he was in agreement with you that about that 2 lanes up off of the bottom was the place to be. He never really looked high, never really looked low on you, and I think at the end there just tried to had to make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I was just trying to run the same line, and if they, I was trying to just leave enough on the bottom that if they wanted to go down there and try it, that they wouldn't send it up into me and, you know, knock me up out of the way. So I wasn't trying to do nothing real dirty or anything. I was just trying to give enough down there where they could fit their car and just try to keep my momentum up and point it straight.
You did exactly that. Anytime you can come in here and get multiple wins, I know it feels good for you guys, and to be able to get that now for week 5 on the season. A long way to go, but you feel like maybe you're settling in. I know we had the same kind of a grace period when we saw things like the Myrtle Beach Simulation Series, drivers trying to get comfortable. Do you feel like you're pretty locked in at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. I like this track. I like dirt racing, so it's pretty comfortable to me. I kind of feel more at home on dirt than I do on asphalt. I don't know. It sounds weird, but I'm a lot more comfortable in a dirt car than I am on a late model or a super late. So, yeah, I really like the dirt racing. I hope they do more after this series.
Well, the key to this one was not making mistakes. We saw the 54 slip up a couple of times. You guys took advantage of it. Comfortable was definitely the word. Got a little bit interesting there late, but you get a win in the Super Streets. Jerry, I know we just asked you, but we'll give you another opportunity to say hi to the sponsors in the shout-outs who makes it happen.
Everybody at Team Vincier, Globalcom, Scott Austin Designs, LSRTV for broadcasting the race. You guys do a good job, and Barnes for putting the show on. Good, everybody.
Race winner in the Super Streets, Jeremy. We always appreciate your time post-race. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck. Who knows? Maybe we'll be sticking a microphone in your face again soon.
Yep, appreciate it.
80 Auto Machine gets the job done. First driver to get multiple wins so far this evening. It goes back-to-back after we saw Landon Austin and TJ McGuire win the 360s and the Super Streets earlier. Adams now a winner in the Pro Late models and in the Super Streets. Speaking of those 360 sprints, their second feature race of the night is up next, Brandon. So we'll pass it back over to you as we get set for another 20-lap shootout in the 360s.
Thanks, Evan. And yeah, these guys ready to rock and roll once again here. And, well, in 360 sprints, saw a really good race the last time around. And should be that again as well. And of course, weekly coverage of the Weekly Dirt Series brought to you by Fort Chiswell RV Park. I don't have the plug, but Fort Chiswell RV Park sponsoring the series week after week, and obviously their support is much appreciated here. Without sponsors like them, obviously, we would have a series like this. So it should be another good race here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to do this one more time for the 360 sprints. Bring you your LSRTV starting lineup. Glenn Richards starting on the pole once again here. Starting into that second position will be Bruno Latour. In third will be Richard Reagan. Fourth is going to be Christian Peterson. Starting in that fifth position will be Gabriel Wood. Sixth will be Landon Austin. Seventh, Reed Rundle. Eighth is going to be Mason Dunn. Starting out in ninth will be Jeremy Watkins. 10th position will be Tom Murano. Starting 11th is going to be Justin Verhey. And looks like rounding out the field in the 12th position is going to be TJ McGuire. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting lineup here on LSR TV, your home for sim racing. These guys gonna get stacked up, doubled up, ready to go green flag racing once again. The last feature of the night for the 360 sprint. Still got the pure stocks coming up after this race, so don't go away once this race is over, folks. One more time around, these guys will be back in the green flag for the last feature of the night. Glenn Richards going to be leading these guys to flag 33, Bruno Latour to his outside here. That is your front row, the two key guys to this initial start and making it work here. Glenn Richards going to be leading them to the green. A pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. We're underway for the last feature of the night for the 360s. Heading down into corner number one, down the 46, down on the low side. He'll make the pass for the lead. Contact back there behind them. That's Gabriel Wood in the 00 back there, making a little bit of contact. Around goes a car into the center of the rest. Oh boy, that was big. The 33 machine got set around. That's a Bruno Latour. Looks like most contact was avoided. One car hard on the inside wall back there as well. That was the 83 and the 42 machine. Looks like everybody will drive away. But we'll be back under the caution once again. Again, folks, 20-lap feature here. But that passed the lead during that that whole thing. The lead now goes to the 46 machine of Richard Reagan Jr. So these guys slowed back down to about 40 miles an hour, the pace speed here. Should be the white flag on the stand this time by. That it is. The lights on top of the iRacing official pace truck are out. These guys stacked up, doubled up, ready to go green flag racing once again. 4 laps into the books. Going to be 5 laps in the books once they take the green flag this time around. 20-lap feature. Once again, second feature of the night for these 360 sprint guys. The pace car is in. We're back under green once again. Down into corner number 1 now, looking down on the low side. Where did the 5 machine come from? Oh, they're wrecking behind them. Caution flag is back on the speedway once again. That was the 8 machine back there I saw go around the 42 machine as well. It looked like those guys just stacked up a little bit. You got a car up on a high side. It was the 82 machine having troubles, and the 43 made contact with him. The 42 nowhere to go, and around he went and collected the 8 machine, and looked like some contact with the 8 and the 33 as well. So just like that, really, in a short period of time, back under the yellow flag once again. Caution lights back on around the speedway. Still out front is that 46 machine of Richard Reagan, but new second placeman Landon Austin in that 5 car. Not even sure where he came from. It came like a bullet out of a gun up to the second place, and well, there he is. He'll be restarting at the outside of the first row here. These guys will be taking the green this time by for the restart. Going to be 9 laps in the books. Again, 20-lap feature almost to the halfway point. Time flies when you're having fun. The pace car back in. Green flag is back in the air. Heading down through turn number 1 now. Going to be almost 3 wide back there for the lead. 23 down on the low side now. Going to be cross flags this time by halfway on the 20-lap feature. 46 still out front. 5 machine right to that cushion up there. Seeing where he can find the grip. Maybe a little bit too high. He actually lost ground that time by. Now he's going to go to low side. Where's that moisture on the racetrack? Trying to find every bit of it. Now he's going to look down low to 46 machine. Not quite going to get there that time by. Reagan still holds out front. Austin down on the low side, even still once again. Remember, Austin has won your last race here, but now looking on the low side once again. Going to be a contender in this one as well. Oh boy, these guys trying to fight as hard as they can. Here comes the 23 machine, looking for a fight as well. Top 3 cars now under a blanket here, trying to fight for the same real estate on the racetrack. 23 running the very low line up against that inside wall now. Oh, almost contact between him and the 46 that time by the 5 machine, almost up into the wall. Gonna be 15 laps down, 5 laps to go this time by across the line. 46 of Reagan still out front of this thing. Austin, oh, caution on the speedway. Stack everybody back up once again. See if we can find where that caution came from. I'm not really too positive. Looked like the 43 machine of Reed Rundle. Yep, the hard contact into that pit exit. Hit those barrels down there, upside down, flipping down through quarter, and very heavy front end damage on that race car. Able to drive away though, surprisingly, but he's going to be in the pits. So we'll stack him up once again here, folks, behind the iRacing official pace truck, and Landon Austin still out front. The lights up on top of the iRacing official pace car are out. Your top three, Richard Reagan Jr., Landon Austin, and Christian Peterson. Peterson was a contender in the last race as well. Maybe looking to walk away with a win in this one. Reagan going to be leading these guys to the green. However, pace truck is in. Going to be on the loud pedal. The green and white flags flying together. 46 down low. All these guys going to be fighting for the win. Now heading down into corner number 3. What will the 5 machine do? He dives it down into the bottom of the racetrack. Side 46 will get the victory. Across the line. I do believe... Man, oh man. What a fight. So the 46 machine will end up coming home with the victory here. Run through your results super quick. It's going to be the 46 machine, Richard Reagan Jr. coming home with the victory. Landon Austin finishing in second. It's going to be the 53 finishing third. Fourth is going to be Christian Peterson. Mason Dunn finishing 5th. Gabe Wood finishing 6th. 7th is Jeremy Watkins. TJ McGuire in 8th. Reed Rundle 9th. And Bruno Latour finishing 10th. And rounding out the rest of the field at 11th is Glenn Richards. And 12th is Tom Moreno. So, Richard Reagan Jr. coming home with the win. Hectic race there for a little while, but not too many caution flags. Definitely not as many as the first race out with the 360s. These guys did a really good job of this race, racing clean and racing hard. Here, especially coming in the closing laps. But he's out of the race car now, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner for the 360s, feature number 2, Richard Reagan Jr. Richard, how you feeling?
I feel good. I finally got the monkey off my shoulder with this series. I kind of had bad luck the past few races with this series. I should have had 2 more wins at least, but it feels good to finally get one in.
Absolutely, and man, they made you work for that one, didn't they?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous. I kind of didn't want to see that caution, to be honest with you, but you know, yeah, good props to everybody in that race.
Some good, hard, clean racing up front. Tell us, what were your thoughts going through this whole race?
Well, when I saw that I'm starting 3rd, I thought I had a shot because I don't have to work my way up through the field for once. And then it was just holding off Christian and that other dude. I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but yeah, those guys are tough to beat.
Yeah, Christian Peterson and Landon Austin putting up a good fight for you up front there. And, you know, you managed to get the lead right off the bat there and trying to fend those guys off. But coming through the closing laps off of that restart, you had 1 lap to get it done. You know, what was going through your mind? What was your thought process off of that restart and the jump that you had to get on the restart?
Just hit my marks, and as soon as I was in those 2 cones, just go. And hopefully catch the guy off guard. And I caught him off guard in 1 and 2, caught him sleeping, pulled away, and he dove it in there in 3. But, you know, it was clean. He didn't door me, you know, and he just ran out of momentum, I guess.
Well, it's what we like to see here, you know, on the clay. Some good, hard, clean racing all around, and you managed to fend those guys off and come home with the victory. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank and shout out here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at Gen X Racing, Christian and Corey, Amsoil for coming on board with me, you guys at LSRTV, my other 2 sponsors, Neonism and Folds of Honor, and I'd like to give a shout out to my aunt and my mom for watching and supporting me in the sim racing.
Awesome, awesome job. Ladies and gentlemen, your victor for feature number 2 of the 360 Sprints, Richard Reagan Jr. So, with feature number 2 wrapped up for the 360 Sprints, I'm going to hand the mic back over to my partner, Evan Pizzoco. He's going to bring you the Pure Stocks.
Thanks, Brandon. 5 down and now 1 to go as Richard Reagan Jr. takes home the win in our second of our 2 360 sprint main events, which means that the Pierce Stocks is all that is left tonight on LSRTV and iRacing Live. Another great week of action with this Fort Chiswell RV Park CEA Weekly Dirt Series presented by LSRTV from the Lear Raceplex. 5th week of competition. Should note that we get set to as we get set to race in what's going to be a 25 lap main event, so we kind of split the difference on some of the shorter and some of the longer main events on the season. Then, of course, the CEA Weekly Dirt Series set to return many more times over the course of the season. Next time out will be on July the 11th. So make sure you keep it with us at LSRTV and iRacing Live, and make sure you tune in when that one comes around. Also going to feature a lot of multiple feature races. We'll have twin features when we come back next time out for the UMP Modifieds and the late models as well. So mixing it up a little bit, but before we get set to put a bookend per se on week 5, one final race, and it gets set to go now. Let's go trackside and take a look. This is your Pierce Stock starting grid. Pole position in this one going to go to the double overshoot of Gabe Wood. He's one of many names in this field right here and have had very good nights so far, but have not broken into victory lane. He will bring us to the green flag tonight, and Reed Rundell will start alongside him. The 43 Chevrolet is in P2. Back on row number 2, that's the 83 TJ McGuire, who starts third in this one. Mason Dunn's number 6 will start in 4th. Back on row 3, Jeremy Adams is number 89. Bashir rolls off from P5, and Richard Reagan Jr. looking to go back-to-back. We saw Adams do it not all that long ago in the late models and the Super Streets. We'll see if Reagan can do it in these ones as he rolls from P6. Christian Peterson still looking for a win this evening. The Peterson Irrigation 23 machine on the inside of row 4 starts 7th. Bruno Latour outside rolls from P8, and everybody else continues to roll now down the front straightaway. Final row back on row 5, P9 going to belong to Tom Moreno, and Jeremy Watkins will roll from 10th. And as they look top to bottom at your LSRTV starting grid. Lights out on top of the iRacing official pace truck this time, and we do go green flag racing for 25 laps. Final race on week 5. We're so happy, as always, that you're spending a Wednesday evening with us, and we're happy that you're sticking it through all the way to the end as we get set to wrap this one up, officially speaking. Pace car in this time. We let the straight stocks and the pure stock division go green now. American Ethanol green flag in the air. And it's a good time to be the pole sitter, but a big slide. Gabe Wood sideways before they got anywhere near turn number 1. And somehow he's going to be able to defend. Rundell trying to put up a fight outside, not doing it yet. Maybe 3 wide for a moment for what is going to be a fight for third. The 83 and the 6 machine do battle at the moment. Gabe Wood, though, fights off Rundell, and he will take over sole possession of the race lead for a moment. Down the back straightaway. Bad exit for Dunn. There's going to be a lot of contact in the back. Christian Peterson spins. Caution at lap number 2. All things considered, I think Peterson's going to be all right in this one, but at 6 machine Mason Dunn had quite the couple of laps. Was on the very outside of a 3 wide, trying to go all the way up to 3rd. To almost into the outside wall not all that long later. The replay will show it here. He did get hit left rear a little bit by the 83 into the corner, and I wonder if that kind of straightened that car out, took away the slot he had going into the corner, because, I mean, that car really wasn't sideways at all. It looked like a car on an asphalt track that was just pushing and pushing up the hill, and eventually he ran out of real estate, got into the 22 machine, kind of a pinball effect there for Regan, who goes down, tags Christian Peterson. There's nothing you could expect from the 2 drivers on the inside of the racetrack there. Simply a race incident. Dunn is giving the driver docked for the penalty, not surprisingly, and we will put that behind us. We looks like already get set to go double up, so restart 5 laps down. 20 laps still to go. No change on the front row. Still Gabe Wood and Rundell. Look for the double O, though, Gabe Wood to maybe get a little bit out of the box. I'd say cleaner than he did that last time. It was effective, yes. He was able to maintain the race lead, but I don't think it was quite as picturesque as you would have liked. A little bit of a jack up at the inside as we go re-green from near National Speedway. And what is going to be a race leader? Rundell still P2. Now fighting and leaning on each other for third. TJ McGuire all over the door. The 80 dot of Jerry Adams. He'll tuck back in line single file for a moment's notice. Gabe Wood would really like to see Adams try to go up the inside of Rundell, maybe fight for second, would allow the double O to get a little bit of space, and maybe he can just get away a little bit here. But look at Gabe Wood, a lane or two up off of the bottom of the racetrack, about the same lane that we've been seeing everybody else drive, but he's not nearly as sideways as any of those other cars. He's taking a much more methodical approach to this. Again, these super streets not nearly as powerful as some of the other divisions. As Rundell way up the hill, he'll lose spots to Adams and to McGuire. So just like that, Rundell falls to fourth. 22 of Reagan trying to get to the inside of him and can't do it, but Gabe Wood, knowing that these cars aren't nearly as powerful as anything else, really not getting sideways at all, just kind of taking the corner like you normally would. It slides a little bit, but it's really only to his benefit to be able to get into the gas and get that speed off of the corners. A little bit sideways that time at a 2 as your leaders work back now into quarters 3 and 4. 10 laps complete as of this time by. Adams still up there in second. McGuire is third, and a big gap back to Reed Rundell, who, after looking very strong, is really slipping and sliding, and it's outside Tom Moreno. Caution, flag is out. Didn't see that one until your race leaders came on by, but it was the number 24 machine parked up against that outside retaining wall, and it looks like, upon further inspection, that was simply a single car spin. The cars, again, don't really easily get sideways coming into the corner, but we saw Gabe Wood get sideways off, and it's the same thing that happened to Morano there. And we only caught the tail end of it live, but the replay showed it. Basically, the tank slapper on that one tried to correct it, and the back end just came too far around and ended up spinning into the outside wall. So second caution flag in this race. The two races from earlier on this evening, McGuire's win in the street stocks and Adams' win in the super streets. Both of those races going only one yellow flag, and again, these shorter races have significantly less time to kind of go through restart procedures. Just past halfway, pace car going to be in, and we will get set for what will be an 11-lap shootout the next time by. Re-racking and stacking, Gabe Wood, Jerry Adams going to be row 1, TJ McGuire and Reed Rundell, row 2, 3rd and 4th. Richard Regan Jr. still looking to go back-to-back. He is in P5 for this race start. Green flag back in air. Another good jump for Gabe Wood. Challenge for the race lead to turn 1. Does everybody get through? Adams way to the inside. Can't make it stick off, and it is Wood clear for a moment. The 83 is on the inside. It's TJ McGuire trying to steal away third position from Reed Rundell. Can't do it. Finally get into a little bit of a rhythm. Side by side, back in the pack. How about Richard Regan Jr. and Christian Peterson to fight for 6th and 7th? Those two cars started there, haven't talked a whole lot about them, and their door-to-door is merely a big mistake for McGuire. It's going to cost him. Tried to go to the inside of Rundell, almost parked it in the inside wall at the pit lane opening, and it has caused chaos mid-pack. It's Bruno Latour, who sideways hill hooked the 6. Mason Dunn into the outside wall. And caution for the third time in this pure stock race. A little bit of chaos mid-pack, started by the 83, transferred to the 33, and finished off by that 6 Dunn, who took a hard hit to the outside wall, bounced back off, and kept going. Although at that point, the sim had already triggered that the caution flag was going to be out, and that is a third yellow flag in 17 laps of contest from Lanier. Looking to see if Dunn and might be making a trip down to the pit lane to get that damaged fix. He will decide not to. Only Tom Morano in the 24 has gone off of the racetrack for repairs. 24 machine now back on track, but he is 7 laps down. So it'll be a 9-car battle for the race win here, and see how many laps exactly are going to be left. Lights on top of the pace car are extinguished. So this time by, 5 laps to go. Again, this race not guaranteed until we get to the white flag. Anything before that, basically a yellow from this point on, would set us up for a possible green-white checker or overtime finish. Let's see if that's going to be required to close out Week 5 of the CEA Weekly Dirt Series presented by LSRTV. Back green now at 1 and 2. Adams with his best race start of the night. Side by side for P1 as he drives it in hard up top, leaning on Gabe Wood. They rub doors all the way through the quarter, and Adams going to have the advantage that time by with 4 laps to go. Gabe Wood now lanes on the left rear quarter panel. It is not going to be enough, and for the first time tonight, Gabe Wood is not leading this pure stock feature. Jeremy Adams out in front, and he is trying to run away with this one now. Regan makes a look to the inside on Wood. He is trying to take second, and a mistake. Gabe Wood slapped the wall that time at a quarter number 2, and it's not going to let him slow down though. Popsicle sticks in the air. Here we go. Little bit of headhunting. Gabe Wood needs to find a car length to catch up to the 89. They were leaning on each other at 5 to go. How physical do we get with 1 lap left to go? It's Wood on the back bumper inside of the racetrack now. Side by side for the race lead, but he can't make it stick at a turn number 2, and it's going to be too far to come back from in the final corner. And Jeremy Adams' 3rd win on the night in his 3rd different division. What a run for the 89 machine. Gabe Wood oh so close once more to victory lane on this Wednesday evening, but it was Adams, and well, Gabe Wood wants to come over and say hello. There was a lot of contact between those two on that 5 lap to go restart, but all of that contact looked completely fair. 2 guys just lead it on each other. The Gabe Wood's going to have to settle for a bridesmaid position again. It was simply not in the cards for him this evening. Let's look top to bottom at your LSRTV full race results. Jeremy Adams ends up with a half of a second win on top of Gabe Wood, who comes home in 2nd position, and this with Richard Regan Jr. coming home in 3rd spot, with TJ McGuire 4th and Christian Peterson rounding out your top 5. Reed Rundell was falling back to a P6 on the grid here. 7th for Mason Dunn. Jimmy Watkins is 8th. Bruno Latour 9th. And Tom Moreno comes home in the number 10 position, and we've had an opportunity to chat with Jeremy Adams 2 times tonight. Your race winners got to get going. 3rd win on the night. I believe that is a fair compromise. So Jeremy Adams getting your win here, and round out what has been a great night of action as the fireworks sail high above this Lanier National Speedway. In a great night overall, top to bottom of action. Might have the driver of the 89 machine actually with us on standby. Jeremy, 3rd time tonight. We say congratulations. This time it's in the pure stock. You like to diversify that portfolio.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That race was a lot of fun. I don't know how I did that on the outside there on that last restart, but excited about that one.
I know you and Gaywood are having some fun there. He gave you a little bit of an extra love tap at the end of that race. Restart coming up, 5 laps to go. He has been up front all night long, had a couple of challenges, yes, but nobody was able to get on by him. Was the key there, that restart, to stay up top, because you were able to figure something out that nobody else was able to?
Honestly, I didn't think that was going to work, but I did. I just had to try something, and I didn't know if I could get around him on the bottom because the car is so finicky. Like, you got to get it like just perfect to get a good run. So I figured I would just try something, and it actually worked. So pretty happy about it.
3 wins on the night. You get it done in the late models, the straight stocks, and the pure stocks. I know you're talking about how you love this dirt. Is it something about maybe Lanier specifically that really dials into what you like compared to another short track, or is it just you love the dirt and you'll make it happen either way?
It's just dirt, any dirt track. I prefer, like, Williams Grove is probably my favorite dirt track, so I like the ones at tight corners and you actually have to be off the throttle and use the brake a lot and drive the car. So what I prefer, and Lanier kind of fits the bill. So
when you did a lot of that late race wheeling as well, we'll let you take off, Jim. I know we keep borrowing you. We're very appreciative of it. One more time, sponsors and shout outs who makes that car so fast 3 times in a single night.
Team Vincier, Scott Austin Designs, Peterson Irrigation's on board too, getting about them, and everybody, Broadcast the League and Barnes for putting on a show. Everybody should come out and try it.
I have to cross-reference our results, but I believe that's the first time we've had a race winner 3 different times in a single night. So, Jerry, congratulations once more, and best of luck. Plenty more races to come this season. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, appreciate it.
The race winner tonight, not only just now in the Pure Stocks, earlier tonight in the Super Streets, and even earlier as well in the Blue Shot Marine Pro Elite models. And Brandon, what a night of action. We had 6 races tonight, 2 twin features. We'll have a couple of twin features next time out, but week 5 did not disappoint, and Adams took control in the second half of the evening.
Absolutely, and the CEA Weekly Dirt Series always bringing this kind of racing, and it seemed like just about every race that I'd have, it came right down to the wire.
And I think that's exactly what you've got to look for. And, started off the night talking about, hey, we might have a different race winner, but every single race tonight at Adams ends up with 3. I think that's the most again we've seen. And what is still admittedly a very young CEA Weekly Dirt Series, so Brandon, but as we get set to put week number 5 behind us, there's a ton of racing coming out. We sincerely hope everybody joins us on Wednesday nights, and a lot of action still to come. We're only about a third of the way through the season, if that. So tons of fun, and I think we're starting to see these drivers feel each other out, and maybe as we saw Adams and Gabe Wood there fight late, and they had good, hard, but clean fun at the end, I think we'll see a lot more of that as the year goes on.
Absolutely, we will, and as you said, these guys, finally getting a feel for one another, and I think as the season goes on a little bit further, racing action is not going to slow down at all. You're going to see the same excitement week after week, and it should be a good time.
And we're going to have the rest of the week off here on LSRTV and iRacing Live, so we hope you join us as we get set to return on Sunday with more CEA action with the CEA Truck Series. But of course, you can find our full upcoming broadcast schedule. Go to our website for more information at www.livesimracing.com. Follow along with us on social media as well, facebook.com/LSRTV official, and follow us on Twitter. That'll be at LSRTV for tons more information. Until next time, though, that does it for us here tonight from the Lanier National Speedway. On behalf of our team at Live Racing LLC, TJ Lyon, Laura Lawson, everybody who makes it happen up at the LSRTV booth night in and night out, for Kyle Barnes, the CEA, and for your broadcast team tonight. For myself, Evan Pasoko, for Brandon Kurtz and Cisco Scaramuza, I want to thank you for tuning in and congratulate all of our race winners as Week 5 comes to a close. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time as we have 2 off weeks for this series. We'll be back on Wednesday, July the 11th, right back here from the Lanier National Speedway. That race and every single race of the Fort Chiswell RV Park Weekly Dirt Series presented by LSRTV is right here on your home for sim racing and iRacing Live. Until next time, though, we say goodnight from Lanier.